Hey guys, Jim at Pokemon here. And if you guys like errors or variant cards, it's going to be one of the best PSA returns I've had for error cards. So just started out right out of the gate. Again, I know what the grades are. I got 3 of the Neo Revelation full holo cards. Again, I'm not too sure about the Entei. It's really hard to find. But this Entei has way more sparkle than any other one I've seen on eBay. And so these were loose cards that I sent off to grade. Again, they were in really, really good condition. Beautiful, beautiful cards. Again, just to show you the Holo right here. Again, full holo. Look at that. That is just sick. Again, 7 Entei, which is still a decent grade. The 9 Houndoom, and then PSA 8 Holo. Again, unlimited. I'll show you the Houndoom real fast. It's beautiful, beautiful card. See that full holo. Probably got the 9 do that print line right there. But so cool. I thought in addition to this returns, I'd show you some other cards I have that I've had for a little while. First edition PSA 9, which is pretty sick. Figure we'd throw that up in the background right there. Then here's another Houndoom, again, PSA 8. Look at that swirl right there. Just sick. Again, not from the returns, but just some other cards I had. And then a Crobat. And the way you can tell Crobat is with the moon, if it's holo right there. I've seen it on a few of the cards. I can only really verify it myself on about half of them. But supposedly they're on all of them. It's just really hard for me to tell the difference, like the Ampharos and the Blissey from that set. So that's pretty cool. We have a 4th print, Charizard, 1999-2000. Again, I got a PSA 6. Still a tough card to find. Huge scratch in the middle right there. No doubt it deserved the 6. But still a really cool variant card. Got a few Charizards coming up. Actually, we got more than a few. Oh, we have a lot. And so, again, love sending off Charizards anytime I can find them. PSA 8 Legendary Collection. PSA 9 Legendary Collection. Got a PSA 7 Legendary Collection. And so I think I've got most of the PSA 9s out there. PSA 8 Legendary Collection. And then this is a base set 2. So this is kind of against what most other people like. But I like the base set 2 Cosmo Holo better than the Unlimited base set. Again, I think the Cosmo, just all the little circles and stuff, looks a lot better than like the stars. But just kind of an odd opinion. But I've always loved how that holo pattern looks with that Charizard. Almost all foreign Charizards have that pattern too. So the foreigns have a little bit of a different holo pattern than the traditional Unlimited. All right, this next one. Boom, boom, boom. You ready? Wartortle PSA 9. A limited Wartortle, but it's the evolution box error. You can see up there that it's actually evolves from Squirtle. No. Evolves from Wartortle. That's kind of cool. PSA 9. Really, really good grade for this card. It's tough to find these loose. Tough to find the mint. This is one I had just sitting around in a stack that I was like, we should send it off to grade. And we got very, very lucky with the PSA 9. Pretty cool. But I think you guys know me. Usually I try to send off more than one if I have it. And we got very lucky. Wartortle PSA 10 Evolution Box Error. This is one of those errors that they didn't start grading until, well, not grading, but labeling. So maybe like a year, maybe 2 years ago. So there are other 10s in addition to what's on the pop report. I think there's 2 or 3 on the pop report right now. But I know there's more than, I know there's at least one more than whatever the pop report says. So again, PSA 10 Wartortle Error, which is just beautiful, beautiful card. That's cool. I'm telling you guys, one of the best error returns I've ever had. I mean, I sent off a lot of cool errors, and the grades, they were stellar. Next up, all right, get ready. 2 PSA 9 ST Hitmonlee Grades. This is the highest graded copy that I knew of until very, very recently when a PSA 10 slipped through the cracks and PSA graded it. Again, these cards should not grade PSA 10 because since it's got a stain on it, the highest grade it should get is the PSA 9 ST, which basically means it's in the PSA 9, PSA 10 category as far as grades because the qualifier technically should take it down a grade. And this card actually barely looks holo. The one on the right, like you can barely see the holo. You guys see that? It's the same angle, like same angle in the light. You can like barely see the holo. That's kind of crazy. It's almost like a double error because there is a now like there's a guy on Instagram that collects these errors where there is an error on Fossil where it's barely hollow. And so this is like a double error here on the right. I just noticed that. I had no idea. Yeah, but that's so cool. I know it's got this big scratch right there, but it's really hard to find these Fossil errors where it's like a hollow pattern, but it's not really a hollow pattern. Wow. Dude, this might be actually like a really rare card. I had no idea. I can't believe I didn't notice that till right now. That's so weird. I would have noticed that like usually right away. But you can see the hollow on this, it's like so much more than this, which is just kind of like no hollow at all. Dude, that's weird because you know what that means, right? Like, you know, usually when you get an error, you just assume they're all on like the same print sheet. Like they're all like kind of in the same like succession, if that makes sense. But why would there be one? Because there aren't that many of these out there. I mean, there's probably like 1,000, maybe 5,000. I don't know. I mean, there's a decent bit. I mean, these are just random numbers I'm throwing out, but these are more common than like some other errors that are out there. But still, like that means that there were differences in the printing process at the time. I don't know. Still, unbelievable grade. We'll settle this in the comments. All right, so coming up, I don't think I have any errors for a little bit. Dark Raichu, PSA 9. Again, one of 9 cards I'm missing in Unlimited Hollows for Wizard of the Coast. I tried. Didn't get the 10. Oh, another Charizard. You can see the difference here, the extra starry background, which is really cool. PSA 9. Again, definitely prefer that base set too. Just to show you. Boom. All right, so PSA 9 base set. And I actually sent off some gold stars, oddly enough. So newer cards, but still, 2006. This got a PSA 8. And actually, these gold stars that I sent off are pickups that I got from Worlds back in San Francisco back in August of last year. I had just gotten around to sending them off, and luckily got a PSA 9 Flareon. I think I bought them all for like $30 a piece, which is a really, really good price for gold stars. Especially like Celebi. And so I was hoping like 7, 8, 9, that era, like when I looked at them like in person. So get at least 1 9 is definitely pretty good. 3 gold stars. And I don't remember where I picked this up at. I might have bought this at Worlds again. But PSA 10 Shining Charizard. And oh my, have the unlimited Shining Charizards, like the price spiked. I remember selling one of these 2 years ago for like $250. And then like that being like a pretty good price at the time. And now I don't even think you could I doubt you could find one for that price. Which, it's kind of amazing how these Shining cards are sort of going up in value. I figured some of them would settle around or just kind of hang out where they are. But again, PSA 10 Shiny Charizard. Beautiful card. Another card I'm missing for a Master Charizard set is the Cosmo Legendary Collection Charizard. It came out of I think it came out of a theme deck, I believe. No, it came out of the collection here. Pretty tough card to find. I really thought this was close in the 10, but it is off center. You see top to bottom, left to right. And other than that, it's in really good condition. And getting these cards out of like these collections, they tend to get a little bit more wear on the edges and the corners pretty heavily. And so I thought this had like the best shot except for the centering, which is definitely not 10 worthy in my opinion. Next up, a card I thought I had a shot at a 10 on. 4th print Machamp. Again, got another 9. I've graded like 5 of these. They've all gotten 9s. I haven't gotten one 10. The only 10 I got, I actually purchased from a guy in Europe, I believe. And so another 9. It's just a tough card for me to grade, I guess, overall. I think we got like 8 more cards left or so. So send off another Shining Raichu, PSA 9. I wonder what this got the 9. Oh yeah, I see this little nick up here, like in the middle, like a little edge wear and stuff. So definitely a 9 or lower grade in my opinion. Send off 2 of the Reverse Holo E-Series Charizards. You can see that shine right there. I ended up needing both of these in 10s. I ended up paying a pretty penny for them. And I bought these at Worlds from this, not the same guy as the Gold Star, someone else. And I was thinking, like, as much as these were going for in 10s, it's like might as well pick them up and see if we at least have a shot for a 10. So it's a pretty nice card right there. And again, the number. Number 40 is pretty good grade. All that shine. And I think this next one I got from the same guy, which is the Charizard. PSA 9, again, full art. Easy $50 card. Great condition. I thought this might have been a 10. I think that's what I was thinking at the time. That, again, it's got that little nick up there. But still beautiful card right there. All you can see like the rivets and stuff. Kind of my biggest disappointment for some newer cards is they don't have the grind and stuff right there. And then from the same guy we got the Charizards from, I got some reverse holo crystals. There's more of these than I thought. Right here, pretty good. Again, they all got kind of the 8 grade, so Celebi, Kabutops, and Gold all got an 8. Still beautiful cards when you look at them. But again, at the time, I knew that they weren't going to get 10s. But it was kind of one of those things like you got a chance to pick up some pretty rare cards from the era. Why not just go and grab them when you can? Again, beautiful reverse holos. You can see there with the light. They look great. Right, coming up on the finale here. So one card I did skip that I actually already sold. It was a PSA 10 Dragonite from Fossil. Again, this is Aptos, got a 9. But some guy in E4, he needed the card. He made a pretty good offer. I thought it was a pretty fair offer, so I just want to help him out, and I took it. And apparently I didn't know how many people wanted the Dragonite, which if you're going into collecting or if you're trying to find things to collect, it's always good to go after like the first run of a card. So like, Suicune first came out and like Neo Rev, that's a great card to have. Dragonite first appeared in Fossil. It's a great card to have because it's the first appearance of that card. Lugia and Genesis, like a ton of people are buying Lugia and Genesis because it's the first Lugia that was printed, from Wizards of the Coast. And so you have the Zapdos here. Again, it's missing a little holo at the pattern at the top. I think most of you know that this is on every first edition Zapdos. So if you ever see an error first edition Zapdos with this, just know it's every one of them. And please do not pay a premium for it because it is not an error. Just want to clarify that. Again, I pulled this out of a pack back in February. Great condition. I actually really thought I was going to get a 10, so a little shocked to see maybe a little print line right here. You guys can see that right there. Maybe that's why. But again, fantastic condition for this card. Really thought I was going to get the 10. Next one up. Crossed off another one for a big set I'm going for. Voltorb. PSA 10. We're down to 12. I think maybe 11. No, it's 12. I'm still working on some other stuff, but 12 Legendary Collection PSA 10 cards to go. Voltorb took us down one notch. So I think it's close in the centering there. You can see the centering is a little off, but barely within. And for PSA, the back centering can be more off than the front, if that's the right way to say it. The front has like not as big of a range, but the back can be a little bit more off than the front can. So again, beautiful card. Again, that firework, it's just like it's going off. And the last bit, got to finish on a pretty strong note for you guys. PSA 9, MC and OC Alakazam. Again, I think these cards are so underrated. I think this card isn't that good for playability purposes. But again, it's got an Umbreon, a Lugia, and an Alakazam in it. 3 just amazing, fantastic cards. And if you're wondering why one got the OC or the MC, this is going to be a really good teaching point here. And so if you look at the OC, you can see the gold border all the way around the card. There are no other cards in this picture. No other cards are in there. As far as like above, below, like as far as like the printing sheet. But if you look at this card, and you look at the gold border around, you can barely see it. I don't even know if you can see it. You can see a black dot over here. You can see it cuts off the card at the top. And at the bottom, it is far enough off center that PSA says it's the MC grade. I don't know if it's a percentage or if you actually have to see the other card, but OC is like slightly off center. MC is like it's really off center. OC means off center. MC means miscut. And so that's just sort of PSA's terminology for it. MC is much harder to get because usually these cards are filtered out of the printing process. When they're found, they just throw them out. OC is a little bit easier to get, and so many sets are OC and MC nowadays. I found these online, had to get them because I'm a big OC MC collector, and I just thought this is a beautiful card. So hopefully that explains the difference between the two, and that'll wrap up this submission. Probably the biggest hit is going to be that Wartortle or the Hitmonlee. I don't even know. There's so many great errors. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.